when the phone suddenly rings. At first, the caller sounds friendly and starts talking about horror movies. But the conversation quickly becomes strange and dangerous. The mysterious caller asks Casey scary questions about horror films. As the tension rises, Casey realizes someone is watching her from outside the house. Within minutes, the peaceful night turns into a nightmare. The next morning, the entire town is shocked by the brutal murder. Nobody knows who the masked killer is, but fear begins spreading everywhere. Soon after, another teenager named Sydney Prescott starts receiving strange phone calls as well. Sydney is already dealing with emotional pain after losing her mother the year before. Now, with a killer targeting teenagers in town, her life becomes even more stressful. Sydney's boyfriend, Billy, tries comforting her, but strange things begin happening around him too. At school, rumors spread quickly as students become terrified of the masked killer known as Ghostface. The local police begin investigating the murders, but the killer always seems one step ahead. Nobody feels safe anymore. At the same time, a horror movie-obsessed teenager named Randy explains that the killer seems to follow classic horror movie rules. He warns everyone that in scary movies, certain people usually become targets first. As more attacks happen around town, suspicion begins falling on different people. Every friend suddenly seems suspicious. Every phone call feels dangerous. Sydney struggles to trust anyone around her. Even Billy starts looking suspicious after strange evidence appears against him. Meanwhile, the killer continues making terrifying phone calls before every attack. The Ghostface costume and creepy voice quickly turn the killer into a nightmare for the entire town. Things become even more dangerous during a large house party attended by many students. While everyone is distracted by movies, music, and drinking, Ghostface quietly begins attacking again. Panic spreads through the house as students realize the killer is actually inside with them. One by one, people become trapped in the terrifying situation. Sydney desperately tries surviving while uncovering the truth about the murders. As the night continues, shocking secrets finally begin coming out. The biggest surprise comes when Sydney discovers that there is not just one killer involved in the attacks. The people behind the Ghostface mask reveal their twisted plan and explain why they targeted Sydney. The truth completely shocks her. A violent final confrontation begins inside the house as Sydney fights to survive. Using intelligence and quick thinking, she refuses to become another victim. After a long and brutal struggle, Sydney finally manages to turn the situation around against the killers. By the end of the night, the horrifying truth behind the murders becomes public. But the terrifying events leave permanent emotional scars on everyone who survived. The movie became one of the most iconic horror films ever made because it mixed mystery, suspense, humor, and brutal horror together in a completely new way. And even years later, the Ghostface mask remains one of the most recognizable horror symbols in movie history.